When I first came across this program and this community, I was definitely very stuck after 7 years in family court and a really awful divorce. I had been working with a number of therapists, a psychologist, a family therapist. Some of that did help, but I was still in this victim mindset and in the story of the divorce. And since I've joined this program and done 12 months with this amazing community, I definitely am not a victim anymore. If I am, it's very short-lived. It's a bit of a rant. And even if I'm ranting to a friend, I'm going to talk for 3 minutes and then I'll figure out what we're going to do about it and I'll stop. I have a very low tolerance for that type of mindset now. So I hold myself accountable to that. I've built self-worth. I do think I'm a valuable, worthy person, and it's not just in my head, it's how I live now. I live by honouring myself and my own needs, as well as still serving other people. And then I've learned to develop boundaries, and I've also built a beautiful, supportive community of women who all have my back and are emotionally intelligent. And when any of us slip, we're there to hold each other up and hold each other accountable. It's not always a nice little gentle, you're amazing, come on, you can do this chat. Sometimes it's a kick up the butt when you need it. And they're the sort of women I want around me. That's the kind of support crew I want around me. I don't want friends that will listen to my BS and tell me, yeah, you're right. I want them to challenge me. And I just feel like my future, I have everything I need now to design my life and build a beautiful life and stop sort of saying, yeah, I'll do it later, or but I can't, because it's kind of interrupting those excuses and really knowing what you want and going for it and understanding that we've got to make this life count and there's no point on waiting. We've got to get out there and do what we want to do now and make it happen. And I'm 100% responsible for doing that myself. That's probably the biggest gift I've got from this program, is knowing I'm 100% responsible for how my life is, and I'm the only one who can change it. And I've got the toolkit now to be able to go and change it and build it to be what I want it to be. And I also feel, of course, it's not all smooth sailing, but if I have a wobble or an adversity in my life, which I'm sure I will, I can work through that with, I guess, a bit more. I feel like I'm very much living my values every day. And sometimes that doesn't mean going and doing the big, new, exciting adventures. Sometimes that actually just means maybe being a caregiver who's gentle and loving and compassionate in a moment, or for an extended period of time. Like sometimes it's not sexy and exciting. It's actually the opposite of that, but it's doing it with intention and knowing that everything's temporary, nothing's ever. And yeah, I would say that has been my journey. I wake up every day now with a renewed sense of energy and excitement, and I can't wait to start my day. It's just, I mean, I sort of got the psychology degree. I work in that sort of field. So obviously I love all that sort of stuff. I really enjoyed the modules, but it's interesting, like a lot of it I would sort of go, yeah, I know, but it's the doing the questions afterwards and actually saying, no, I'm going to sit there and reflect, and I am going to write, I'm going to go to whatever depth I need to answer that question. And then I found doing the summary for the Facebook even more amazing at consolidating the learning, because when I had to think about, well, what did I learn from that module and what am I committing to doing differently from now on? And I'd share that in the Facebook group. Only a few days later, I'd be finding myself doing something and I'd interrupt it and go, hang on, you just committed not to do that anymore. And so then I'd stop and I'd choose the new behavior I just committed to. So I found the modules fantastic, and just the repetition of the messages that you gave on the calls with Sandra, and listening to the coaching, not just to myself, but on real life issues that some of the ladies were experiencing. I would see those life principles come back in all the time. And then I could say, okay, I get that now. Like, I understand what that actually means. And then I know how to apply it when things come up for me in my life and in my relationships. I actually now know what that looks like. It's not just a buzzword, but I can see how you would have the conversation differently or make a decision differently, because there was just so much reinforcement of the same messages and fleshing it out on real life scenarios people were dealing with emotion, and with context and with history. And yeah, so I enjoyed all of it. I really did. Thank you.